Hey folks, it's another day and I have another unboxing for you. This is the Pixel 3 from Google and it's in not pink, which is the color, 64 gigs of RAM. Now, storage I mean. Now if you haven't watched it yet, watch my Pixel 3 XL unboxing. It's in the previous video and I'll link it at the end of this video, but this is the Pixel 3. So here we have the box. It's quite nice. As you can see, it's kind of pink but not pink, and then they call it not pink. You can see the difference between white. The other one is really white. This one is just kind of off-white, kind of pink. Here it says nothing on the side. You get the IMEIs and all the numbers. As you can see, this is a 64 gig and it's got a 5.5 inch display. And here's the side. It's got that nice little orange highlight on the power lock key. And then it's got, nothing here. And then the Team Pixel thing in the back, which is really lovely. So, without further ado, let's open this up and have a look at all the stuff that's in the box and turn it on, okay? Here we go. Dun, da, da, da. So there's nothing in here. And next up, we've got the phone, which is exactly the same kind of unpacking layout as before. Here it is. So you have to actually pull this tab here and then do this unwrap, and then there's an actual screen protector built in here. Are you ready for it? Yeah, we heard that sound. Let me show you the phone in a second. First, I need to put this away. So I'm going to do just that. All right. So you get the phone here, and I'm going to show you this in more detail in a second. And remember, it's really just a kind of an off-white, almost pink, but not pink color. You see the difference between white here and this color. It's very subtle. But you can generally tell it apart by the color of the power button. The power button on the white one is green. So there you go, that's the layout. And let me get back to the phone in a minute. You got a divider here. And behind this divider is a bunch of boxes. The first one is the documentation, as you can see. So let me pull that out, and you got a SIM removal tool, you got the Let's Get Started manual, you got a Team Pixel sticker, and of course the dreaded health and safety. So let's get rid of these two, and let's have a look at this, folks, because this is going to be exciting. All right, here's the English version, and here you go. You get a layout of your phone. It tells you where everything is, and it tells you how to set it up and insert the SIM card, charge it, and then how to transfer from another phone, and then that's it. Actually, there you go. So now, the next thing that's in the box is this. It clearly looks like earbuds. And yes, this here, there's earbuds included. You can see here, it tells you how to use a remote. And these earbuds are USB Type-C at one end, as you can clearly see there. And it's got the inline remote, and this tells you how to install them in your ear. It's very similar to the Pixel Buds. I really don't like this design myself, but there they are. Very, very similar design to the Pixel Buds. And as I said, USB Type-C, since there's no headphone jack. All right, so then the next thing in the box is these three things. And so obviously you got the power brick, which is kind of this off-white pink color, but actually it's off-white on the white one as well, so this is kind of interesting. You can see it's just a standard USB Type-C brick. And then you've got this little thing here, which has USB Type-A to Type-C adapter, so you can plug your old phone in with its own cable, a headphone jack adapter, USB-C to 3.5 millimeter, and then of course the charging cable, which is USB Type-C to Type-C, since this is a Type-C charger. And that's basically what's in the box. That's basically the lay of the land. So now let's talk about this phone. Let's have a look at this phone. So this is a small one of the two, and it feels fantastic in hand. It's really tiny. It fits in the screen. My previous one was kind of too big to fit vertically in the video. Let's turn on the display and have a look. Here we go. So as you can see, this is a 5.5 inch 1080p AMOLED display with the rounded corners and a small chin, top and bottom. I mean, it's not a tiny chin, but it's not a massive chin. It's kind of a much smaller chin than last year. Beautiful colors. And here we go. Hi there. Language selection, vision settings, start. Now, I'm not going to set this up right now. I just mostly wanted to show you the display. So the interesting thing here is that, you know, it is an AMOLED 5.5 inch 18:9 display, so much less bezel than the Pixel 2 last year, even though physically it's pretty much the same size. Also, design language wise, it's much closer, almost identical, at least in the back and the sides, to the Pixel 3 XL I just unboxed in the previous video. So check that out. There's a lot more design coherence and consistency between these two phones now, which is great. Spec wise, they are both the same other than the display and battery. This is a smaller battery, and of course smaller screen, but other than that, Snapdragon 845, 4 gigs of RAM. This one is 64 gigs of storage. There's this 128 gig version. Same front and rear cameras, fingerprint reader, everything else. So let me walk you around a little bit. The two front-facing camera are 8 megapixel. One is f/1.8, that's the main one, and the other one is f/2.2, that's the wide angle. So there's a wide angle on a regular. You see the earpiece and one of the two speakers, and the other speakers down here. So that's basically what you got in the front. I wasn't quite sure what the resolution was of these cameras when I did the Pixel 3 XL unboxing, but it's not. I thought it might be 5 or 8, but it's actually 8. So now you know. And in the back, you still have a 12 megapixel camera with large pixels, an f/1.8 lens. It's got OIS. It's got phase detect, autofocus is dual pixels, basically the same as last year. They did add some hardware for flicker reduction and banding, which is done at the system level now, which is great. Dual LED dual color flash, laser autofocus sensor, and the fingerprint reader. And while it looks like last year's Pixel in the sense that there's a kind of glass band at the top and the matte finish at the bottom, this is actually one big piece of glass for wireless charging. So this is actually just etched glass, and it's a little more slippery than what you'd expect. So you probably want a case for this. The Google logo here, and so let me walk you through the edges. On the right hand side, you've got the power lock key, which is not ridged but is orange on this not pink device. And then you've got the volume rocker. Below it, you've got on the bottom edge, you've got the USB Type-C port and the SIM tray. Remember, no micro SD expansion here. And on the left-hand side, it's super clean. There's nothing. That's very different from last year where the SIM tray was on the side. And on top, you get the secondary mic, and that's pretty much it. And that's it. That's the phone in a nutshell. So there you go. Interesting, coherent design language this year, other than the large notch on the Pixel 3 XL, which you can turn off in software if you don't like it. So that's the Pixel 3. And I'll be putting it through its paces. Keep an eye out for my photos. I'll be in London next year with both this and the Pixel 3 XL and be taking photos with both. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to the channel down here and like the video. Tell your friends. Remember that these videos are a complement to my podcast, the Mobile Tech Podcast. So you should subscribe to the podcast, mobiletechpodcast.com. We're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Slacker, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, all that stuff. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, and stay tuned for more unboxings. Cheers, everybody.